Hey guys, it's Danny. Now this tag about whether the Birkin is a status symbol or not has been going around. I initially wasn't going to participate, but something that Pula said from With a Touch of Luxury triggered some thoughts. This tag was started by Yota and Andre, and I'll link all these videos along with anyone else who I know of who've done this tag in the description box below. So from the thumbnail, you can already tell that my opinion is that the Birkin is a status symbol. But before I share the reasons why, let me first raise some of the comments that have been made against it. So it's been brought up that the Birkin is not a status symbol because a lot of people can afford it now, especially those of us who live in countries with relatively high socioeconomic status. As long as we put in some effort into working, building a career, we inherently will be able to afford a Birkin. And then the point of the Birkin is just a bag. Now, if we didn't have to jump through all these hoops, and if it was not for the crazy price point, the Birkin wouldn't be that special. And then it's been also mentioned that just because someone is carrying a Birkin, it doesn't indicate that they're a good person or that they have good values. And of course, this couldn't be more true because there are high-profile people out there who have truckloads of Birkins because they exploit other people. And initially I was like, yeah, I agree with all these points. And then Pula said this.
But yet again, today, it is super easy to buy things on credit. And like looking at someone from the outside, you cannot know if they have purchased it with an income or a credit. And at least here in where I live, there are banks and different companies who do offer basically loan, let's say up to 50k euros or something, like very, very high amounts of loan without checking your credit background at all. So in that way, like someone who is not already wealthy, who doesn't necessarily have the financial power based on income or like any type of other financial security, possession, wealth, that there actually are ways to get access to that type of like Birkin money without actually having the money.
As someone who's never taken a loan from the bank for frivolous spending, the thought initially didn't even cross my mind. But when I watched Pula's video, I'm like, yeah, of course, it's certainly possible. And there are some of us YouTubers in this luxury community that have openly shared that it was a mistake that they made on their part and they went into debt just to keep up with the Joneses. Which led me to think of the lovely Anna Bay. Now, Anna Bay is an influencer here on YouTube and she also runs an online finishing school. Now, if you're ignorant like I was and you have no idea what a finishing school is, it is where people go to learn how to be more elegant in order to level up with the upper class or the affluent society. Some of Anna's content also covers how to behave in order to snag a rich boyfriend who will sustain your luxury lifestyle. I still remember that this was Anna's first video that I watched. It was suggested to me. I don't know what YouTube is trying to tell me, but I thought the thumbnail looked really interesting, so I clicked on it.
Today I'm talking about those 10 important things an elegant lady never would wear. So the number one thing a lady never would wear, and this is actually a pet peeve of mine, I'm talking about wearing your gym clothes when you're not doing sports, when you're not at the gym, when you're running around in town doing your errands wearing yoga pants. Or worst of all, being in an airplane and travel, short haul, long haul, whatever, being at the airport wearing your yoga pants. So moving on, number 4, cartoon prints or prints with animals. And I'm not talking animal print now. So what do I mean with cartoon prints? I mean if you have a bit of juvenile clothing with prints of Mickey Mouse, Snoopy, Betty Boop, Hello Kitty, or maybe you like to print animals on your clothing and maybe have a flamingo, or you like to have butterflies, you will probably notice that you don't really see me wear t-shirts very often. And the reason for that is t-shirts are, for me and for an elegant wardrobe, not appropriate everyday wear. T-shirts are very laid back and very casual garments. I would say maybe as a home garment it would be maybe okay.
Honestly, initially I actually really found this quite triggering. She was having a go at me. I was like, does she know me? Does she know me? A few minutes into the video, the more I watched, I just started to find her really, really funny. She's absolutely hilarious. And in case you do watch this video, I hope you don't mind me, laughing at you, you laugh at me, so we're even, right? How else is Anna Bay's channel relevant to this topic of whether the Birkin is a status symbol or not?
You have to understand this. A bag for women is everything. Is the woman's status symbol. Is the woman's status symbol.
In this video, she talks about what not to wear to a date with an affluent man.
There are things that you should not be wearing on a date with a man. Why? Because he will be turned off, he might be stereotyping you, he might get the wrong impression of you, and then nothing ever happens beyond that day. Now, some of you are gonna get so offended by me saying this, so trigger warning. But ladies, if you are somebody who has a Michael Kors bag, Coach bag, Guess bag, or any other brands that are not considered really cool, then I wouldn't wear a bag like that to a date, especially if you are with an affluent man. Because obviously, affluent men, they're gonna see that Michael Kors bag, and they're gonna be label you as the Michael Kors girl, meaning that if that day comes when he will actually treat you to some shopping, maybe buy you a nice gift, etc., he's gonna be having in his mind that, she's just this basic Michael Kors girl. I don't need to take her to Chanel or to Hermes. She probably doesn't even understand those things.
So you get the gist of the brand of Anna Bay. And even if you don't agree with her, Anna Bay has over 1 million subscribers. And I know 1 million, in the grand scheme of things, is a drop in the ocean in terms of global population. And obviously, I'm not presenting you a high-powered social experiment. But what I'm trying to say is, people consume and they appreciate this kind of content. They want to know what affluent people do. They want to know where they go, how they behave, how they dress, including the bags that they carry. And I hold nothing against those of us who are trying to change. In fact, I really respect people who dare to experiment. Anna herself was not born affluent, and she's been super transparent on her channel about her transformation from girl next door to the upper class. My daughter's just joined me, so she's sitting behind the camera playing with some Lego, so you might hear her. As to why I think the Birkin is a status symbol. If the Birkin was sitting all by itself on a shelf, it would command attention, desire, lust, curiosity from those of us who recognize it. So to many people, the Birkin is still a status symbol. I also feel that if I don't acknowledge the Birkin as a status symbol, I would be taken for granted the privileged position that I am in to be able to put the Birkin on my wish list and to have a level of confidence that one day I will be able to own a Birkin myself. If we do not view the Birkin as a status symbol, perhaps it is because we are part of this alternate lucky universe where it rains Birkins. So that's the Birkin if it's sitting all by itself. But what happens when someone is carrying it? I do really feel that the person carrying it either makes or breaks its status. As I mentioned earlier in the video, there are some people who can even downgrade a Birkin. And come on guys, cut me some slack. If the Birkin is not a status symbol, how else am I going to persuade my husband to let me buy it? Now, I would like to hear the opinions of a few other YouTubers who own Birkins. Lainey from Lainey's Review, Kat L, and Jesui Lu. I feel like this video has gotten a little bit serious, so if you feel like watching something fun, come and watch my comedy skit over here where I explain Hermes to my husband.